Hello everyone, welcome back to Statesman.com and another edition of the High School Blitz. I'm Tony Atkins here with Danny Davis and Rick Cantu. We're going to do this week like we do every week. It's the season finale. We're going to pick 4 games and we're going to start out at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. We have Stony Point hosting Pflugerville. Both teams need a win to stay in a playoff chase. Who wins here?
Well, I actually saw Stony Point play last week, and I know they've had a good season up to that point, but they weren't very impressive to me. They couldn't score points. They only scored 14 points, and to be exact, against Rouse. They had scored 13 was their previous low against Round Rock, and I thought that would be definitely the low point of the year. In the meantime, Pflugerville has scored 87 points in their last 2 games, both victories. So they are playing well when it matters most. In the last 2 games, big victories. I expect the momentum to carry over for Pflugerville.
I'm going to go with Stony Point. Their offense did struggle, as Rick alluded to, but they do have a pretty good 1-2-3 punch with Damian Lindley, the quarterback, Gary Stinnett, the running back, Justin Gamble, a Texas State-bound wide receiver. And I like their defense. Their defense posted 2 shutouts earlier this year. They can find a way to contain Damon Johnson over on Pflugerville's side. I think the Tigers win, and that'll move them one step closer to the playoffs, but they're going to have to wait till Friday to see if they get in.
All right, now we head over to Georgetown where they will host Vandegrift. We have a win and you're in. That's pretty much what it is this week. Who wins this week between the two?
Give me the Vipers. Travis Brandon, who missed last week against Marble Falls in Illinois, he'll be back. 25 touchdown runs this year, an explosive player. He can hit you from his 10-yard line or your 10-yard line, just an explosive, quick player. Bear Christensen and Paxton Seguin are 2 good wide receivers for Jamie Hudson. Vandegrift's defense is going to have to play better, giving up about 35 points a game, and Georgetown is going to score some points. The Vipers are going to need to make some stops, but I just like those players on that Vandegrift offense.
I like the Vipers too, but I'm going to go with Georgetown. I like Javonta Grimble, outrageous numbers, 71 catches, 892 yards, 12 touchdowns. Ben Bottlinger has been a good, consistent quarterback all year. What worries me about Vandegrift, as Danny said, is their defense gives up too many points. They're in too many shootouts, and they win most of them, but they've lost a couple of them. And in a game like this, when everything is on the line, I want my defense to step up, and I think Georgetown's going to do it.
Yeah. All right, now at Nelson Field, Reagan will host Crockett. Reagan hasn't seen playoff action since 2003, but a win here can help end that streak. Do you think they get the win over Crockett?
I think this comes down to, do you like Justin Miller, the fine Crockett running back, or do you like Mulbacar, who's a very good Reagan running back? And as much as I love those Columbia blue jerseys, I'm going to go with Crockett here. Crockett has beaten Reagan 8 straight times. None of those games have been decided by 20 points or less, and I think Crockett's just going to keep feeding the ball to Justin Miller and find a way to stop Mulbacar, and I think Crockett's going to get in the playoffs for what I believe will be the 3rd straight season.
Reagan has won 4 games this year, which is more games than they've won since they went 6-5 in 2003. Obviously, you mentioned Mulbacar for good reason. You know, the guy's got 18 touchdowns. They're literally driving with Carr. And I just think that they've had a better season to this point. They've got the home field advantage. Crockett, to me, has been a little bit of a disappointment, too many ups and downs. But give me the Columbia Blue.
Ah.
Gorgeous jerseys.
Gorgeous. Best in town.
Not as gorgeous as your suit jacket, though.
And now we head over to Smithville High School. They're 1-8, and they host 0-9 Salado. The winner here gets the ultimate Cinderella ticket to the playoffs. Who gets in?
Before I get my prediction, I want to just be on the soapbox for a little bit. And a lot of people are going to look at these records and say these teams don't deserve to get in. That's a 0-9 team, a 1-8 team. But these kids, they're playing by the rules. Don't blame the kids. They have a problem when they talk to the UIL. Tell them, maybe not be going for such a money grab with all these playoff games. But I'm going to go with Salado. Obviously, they haven't won a game yet, but they have in a couple games shown some potential on offense. Jacob Quick, a nice little wide receiver a couple weeks ago, had 218 yards against Caldwell. Also had a 100-yard game against Lano in non-district play. I think Slater's just going to squeeze by Smithville, although since I think these 2 teams are pretty evenly matched, it should be a good game.
They're very evenly matched. They both average right around 10 points a game. They both give up more than 40 points a game. I'm going to go with the home team, Smithville. At least they've tasted victory one time this year. They beat Brookshire Royal 21-7. As far as Salado goes, they only had one real close game. They lost to Little River Academy 14-7, so at least they know that they've come close before. Close isn't going to cut it in this case. I'm going with the home team. The 2-victory Smithfield Tigers will be in the playoffs.
Oh, wow. Well, those are our picks for this week. Check back in next week with the high school Blitz on statesman.com and see how the playoff picture shapes up.